Representative Michael Day, Chair of the Joint Committee on Judiciary, who would like to testify.
Thank you, Chair Osiro. Appreciate it. We're in the midst of a judiciary hearing ourselves, so I ducked out, but I appreciate the courtesy. Also, thanks to Senator Keenan, the Senate Chair. As Chairman Osiro said, my name is Michael Day, and along with Chairman Dave Rogers, we filed H1436, an act promoting housing stability and homeless prevention in Massachusetts. This legislation will provide residents, landlords, and tenants alike who cannot otherwise afford legal counsel the opportunity to have an attorney present with them in eviction proceedings. You'll hear repeatedly today that we're in a housing crisis, that we must extend emergency provisions like the eviction moratorium, or that new, which are actually old ideas like rent control, are what will save us during these unprecedented times. I think these words, crisis, emergency, unprecedented, and the like, really stop meaning much the more we use them and the longer we use them. Our housing situation here has already shaped generations of Massachusetts residents. What schools our children can attend, what the demographics of our communities look like, where do folks retire, and why. This hasn't been a temporary bubble due to COVID. This is an ongoing characteristic of living here in Massachusetts. I'd suggest we're not in a housing crisis. We're in an ongoing power imbalance that developers, local planning authorities, zoning boards, policymakers, and some residents alike continue to uphold. So how do we work ourselves out of this? I don't think the answer is a permanent eviction moratorium. I think that's unworkable on a permanent basis and unconstitutional. And while I agree that we need more housing, there's only so many lots and buildings we can redevelop or develop for the first time. So our Massachusetts laws are strong when they're relating to housing, some of the strongest in the country, but they're effectively neutered if the rights they're designed to protect are conditioned on an individual's income level. Last year alone, during the COVID-19 eviction moratorium, more than 22,000 eviction proceedings were initiated in our courts. More than 80% of the tenants facing eviction went to court without legal counsel, compared to more than 90% of large property owners who did have counsel with them. We need to level this playing field by providing both small landlords and means-tested tenants with the ability to access competent counsel as they navigate the court system in eviction proceedings. Due process in our courts cannot be conditioned on income, particularly when housing and shelter are at issue. And while our courts are doing terrific work with the tools that they have, our judges cannot act as advocates or even counsel to those appearing before them. This bill will ensure that all of our residents have access to justice by having competent legal counsel protecting them and their rights during housing cases. I hope this committee will again favorably look upon this bill, release it, and I look forward to working with you all towards that end. And again, appreciate the courtesy. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative. Any questions for the representative? Seeing none, thank you for your testimony.